Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for September 18th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, Saturday. Each of us can release any suffering right in this very moment. Or we can choose to stop entertaining our drama. Instead of feeding our story, allow ourselves to look and see who is actually beneath it all. And each of us can play the enlightened role anytime we choose. The roses bloom so beautifully because they are not trying to become lotuses. All effort is futile. You have to be just yourself. Also, you may have already sensed that a new higher consciousness has been showing up around the planet. If you stop and truly pay attention, you can feel it. As everything continues moving faster and faster, we cannot help but wake up and realize our divine infinite potentiality. We are each being pulled, cajoled, and summoned to spiritually awaken by the people and global events around us. Our planet's economic, political, and environmental shifts are our wake-up calls, forcing us to individually turn inwards and create a more sensitive, loving, and conscious approach to this life. This deeper sensitivity has, in turn, awakened a new kind of human being inside all of us, a being who is attuned to their natural divine state within, guided by their intuition and enlightened by their own individual consciousness. As the world continues to wake up, the number of awakened beings will naturally multiply. This global transformation in consciousness will create a foundation of peace for this planet for the first time in many millennia. Our planet is about to give birth to billions of heart-centered, open-minded people, and nobody is going to miss this massive, enlightening ride. The experience of world peace is only created by a massive movement of individual inner peace. This global feeling of peace occurs when the 100th monkey wakes up to recognize that inside is something exquisite, unlimited in potential, and truly divine. The massive spiritual awakening is also based on a scientific evidence of a true energetic shift in our physical environment. Astronomers see that on the solstice of December 21st, 2021, there is a perfect alignment of our planet Earth, our sun, and the black hole at the very center of our Milky Way galaxy. This is the date that the ancient 26,000-year Mayan calendar predicted that our new world would officially begin. Many of you are already awake and are here to simply assist the rest of the planet by being a guiding light for their spiritual awakening. This outer alignment of our stars or celestial bodies creates an inner alignment within our physical flesh, bones, and mental, emotional bodies. This divine configuration allows us to become synchronized with our world. This grand outer alignment has automatically created an inner alignment of our mini-body to rediscover a deeper spiritual alignment with our divine source. This bioenergetic centering causes all energy centers, chakras, in our body to open and allow us to simply trust life, this life, completely. When peace is found within you, it is seen and experienced all around you. The outer peace you project will allow everyone to relax more deeply and consciously explore their every aspect of their being. Being content with what you have is priceless. Sun, moon, truth cannot be hidden. Happiness is the greatest wealth. Health is the greatest gain. Trustworthy is the best relative. Nirvana is the ultimate bliss, Buddha. Our world is already filled with millions of highly intelligent, sensitive, loving, and super psychic beings. Many are radiating love with such a boundless, welcoming, soft, warm energy that you will be pulled in vibrationally and shift into this higher loving way of naturally operating daily. Since 2012, we've been opening up to the highest forms of love just to survive this intense outer-inner alignment. The conscious energy on this planet will continue to grow exponentially each year. By the time we approach the end of 2035, there will be over 180,000 enlightened beings on this planet. Enlightened beings on this planet, which is far over the tipping point. We need to create the 100th monkey wave of awakening. Perhaps the most interesting news is that there already are many highly evolved beings from other planets in our galaxy who will be coming here to watch this grand final show. A new beginning. The idea about a new enlightened world is very contagious and will grow exponentially. The more we think about it, the more energy is invested into manifesting it. However, the momentum is already there, and this world is about to have a massive spiritual awakening that cannot be stopped. Yet, you can jump on the boat sooner rather than later. To realize what is still asleep, resistant, or righteous in you is the first step to awakening out of the old dream. Waking up first begins with realizing that we are all the co-creator of our reality, and that our imagination is the only limit we have. So be aware of the thoughts you are having in each moment. Cultivate a presence that is the witness to these thoughts. The thoughts you have are like clouds passing through the sky. Let them float on by. Know that you are the vast, spacious, and infinite boundless sky. Be that throughout your day, and you will truly recognize this vast freedom that always dwells inside of you. Look within, see the self. Then there will be an end of the world and its miseries. Sri Ramana Maharishi. One of the greatest ways to prepare ourselves today for this new world, this new earth, is to find peace within ourselves and within every relationship we have. The more intimate we can become, the more juicy the awakening is. When we start recognizing the divine within ourselves and in everyone else, then everyone we meet becomes a divine teacher, showing us exactly what we need to learn next on our life's journey. The people that we struggle with are in our life to give us the opportunity to deepen in compassion and awareness, for they are the slower ones getting on the ride. It may be our job to assist them in becoming more open, awake, and loving. When we vibrationally step up to the plate, we will help them create this shift, at the same time open up even more to our highest self. Every person that we struggle with will only be forcing us to dig deeper into our inner wellspring of lightness, love, and inner peace. The gems we find inside ourselves will breed an even higher awareness, allowing others to respond from a more empowered, loving space. This will enable us to feel connected with the millions of highly intelligent, sensitive, loving, and super enlightening beings that are already on the planet today. Love is not a quantity. It is a quality, and a quality of certain category that grows by giving and dies if you hold it If you are miserly about it, it dies. So really be a spendthrift. Don't bother with whom. Okay. Very important step to prepare for this new world spiritual awakening is to learn how to quiet the mind. You can do this easiest by sitting with a conscious, enlightened master teacher or someone who radiates pure love, lightness of being, and absolute acceptance of who you are. Keeping our minds open, trying to learn something about ourselves from every human being. We are all teachers for each other. So experience as many teachers as you can. Let your body feel the difference and let it decide which one truly resonates with who you want to become next year. And as they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will magically appear. Another step to awakening is to be conscious of each choice that each of us make. Every being in this new earth, this new world, will understand that there are no accidents. Every experience is synchronistic and divine. We are waking up to the fact that we are the creator of our every experience. Take responsibility right now for what is in your life today and be thankful for it before you focus on what you want to be, do, and have tomorrow. By approaching today with gratitude, we open our hearts and minds in each situation and relationship we have. Since everyone is one's own self, whoever does whatever to whomever is doing it only to himself. Since everyone is one's own self, whoever does whatever to whomever is doing it only to himself. Ramana Maharishi. As far as the physical state of this new earth, new world, the best choice is to be at one with your environment. Embody the most natural state of compassion and understanding by being one with the earth, air, plants, oceans, animals, sea creatures, and fellow human beings. By being one with everything. In the far future, we will run out of natural resources, not anymore, and need to recycle everything to survive. We will have to use our sustainable resources of energy to create electricity. There will be new advanced technology available for us to create a pollution-free world where we are using free energy and water-fueled cars and so on and so forth, and will become the norm. Every man and woman of this new world will know how to live in harmony with others, not because it is the right thing to do, but because they will know that any harm done to the other on any level is merely doing harm to their own selves. This global brother-sisterhood will create a more conscious, healthy, and harmonious world for all to enjoy. As each human being becomes more conscious of their thoughts, actions, and how they want to impact their environment, the outer world will reap those benefits. See the perfection and the seeming imperfection that seems to be. Lester Levinson. The interesting thing is that the more conscious, awake, and open-hearted we become now, the more we will see, feel, and experience that this new earth is already here now and happening today. Of course, our news media cannot dictate this perception since they can only relay a small pigeonhole of information, be it untruth, about what is actually happening on the planet in each moment. Yet the bigger truth is that there is a momentum of deeper spiritual awareness that is blossoming everywhere. The more realistic picture of our future is that our consciousness is like a flower whose petals are blossoming naturally on its own accord. If we take a big whiff, we can already smell the fragrance. This world is waking up, and our job is to relax and remain open and receptive to what is happening here, now. In the new earth, Everyone comes equipped with the universal understanding that we are each conscious manifestors of our individual realities. As this understanding deepens and becomes a common household way of being on this planet, the awesome, miraculous synchronicities we experience will multiply. The awesome, miraculous synchronicities we experience will keep expanding. And sure, we can take them personally and can say we are individually manifesting our outer experiences, or we can take them impersonally and see that we are merely a drop in the universal ocean that is blossoming this new existence. Either way, there will be a much deeper, more personal freedom found in everyone that will truly satisfy our souls. We are more free than any thought conceived. Of what defines freedom? We are more free than any thought conceived of what defines freedom. Who we are is far more vast than anything the mind thinks we are. Angela Walker. In order to jump on this global train, ride to enlightenment sooner than later, it is imperative to know ourselves intimately. Start with learning how to quiet the mind and find absolute stillness inside. Then you can be conscious and know the true power behind each choice that you make. Every being in this new earth will understand that there are no accidents, that each person, each interaction, every situation is absolutely synchronistic and divine. We are waking up to the fact that we are all powerful, conscious co-creators of our world. Take responsibility for what is in your life today. Focus on what you want instead of what you do not want. You will consciously create the reality you want and be able to approach all beings with an open heart under any circumstances. When you can rest in that stillness for 3 minutes each day, you will truly understand the vast, unlimited potentiality all of us have inside to offer this new earth. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. It's always the first thing to go into silence and to meditate. Relax the body, head to toe, inside and out. Some people visualize, they picture it, they feel it. It's disconnecting. It's leaving the ego mind alone and the subconscious mind alone. And all the stresses, which is the number one destroyer of these bodies we're in, anxiousness, hurriedness, worry, fear, anxiety, envy, greed, anger. These are things we carry around with us. It's like some of us have a ball and chain on each ankle and an ox yoke on our shoulders. And then we wonder why we're so tired sometimes, why we're so drained and fatigued, both mentally and physically. It's because we've been dragging this stuff, not only for this lifetime, but many lifetimes. That's when you ask and you have them all sit there in front of you, and you address each one. And you say, why are you here, fear? What fear are you of? And what are you here for, anger? What anger are you here of? And you just go down the list. And then as you go down the list and you confront it, it disappears. No matter how many times the ego mind tries to put it back front and center, you just go right back in, it disappears. Then the body has a chance to relax. The ball and chain removed. The oxen yoke, removed. That's when the body feels light as a feather. And we've all been there. You aren't thinking. You really aren't thinking. You're not even listening to all the noise and the chatter, the tens of millions of programmed thoughts that fly by us. You're only in the now. And the body is relaxed. And you hear nothing. And you just are. That's the doorway to the God within you. When you're resting deeply in your innermost self and you're truly enjoying it, you will one day become so relaxed that you will spontaneously realize how much the universe is in love with you and what a deep, eternal, loving gift you are for this world. And allowing ourselves to feel appreciated also assists. It's the kind of love that allows us to feel and be unstoppable in manifesting the life that we all truly desire, whatever it may be. So doesn't it make sense that we go into the quiet, the silence, and we just be, and we savor the richness of the God within us? And you float. And by doing this and listening to our breath, which is the divine positive energy, soul comes into the body, powers up the body. The breath is created that sustains the body, that holds the kingdom of God within it. So it's divine positive energy. And whenever we wander off, for some it's all the time, and a thought comes by that's not ours, it's a programmed thought, we grab onto it, and we just kind of float off into it. We've all done that too. None of us are exempt, where we're focused on something in the now, and we just wander off. And here's where it's so important to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble. And 24/7, the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. And then when you leave off into that thought, focus on the breath. That's it, only the breath. And then when you're focusing on the breath, you're in the now. The breath is the now. You can't have a past breath or a future breath. Only the now is the breath. The moment to moment. That's where we should choose to be. So, whenever you wander, picture like clouds passing in the sky or a superhighway with vehicles going back and forth. And you either you grab onto one of those, and so some of us do, we'll grab on and we float off, focus on the breath, you'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, without end. That's a complete trust, because you will be in the now. You're standing in front of three, let's just say, rocks. They're like flat rocks, pads. And the center one is the now. It's the center path. The left is the past. The front, the right side, is the future. Most of us usually are wandering around into the past or the future. We go into the past, we all have memories, and we all reminisce, which is fun, and we all do these things. But we don't stay there. We move forward. It's like the subconscious mind, which is our private library. This is where we keep all these memories. That's where we go. We open the door, we walk in, turn on the lights, get a book off the shelf, sit down, and we go through it. It's memories, reminiscing. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Oh, this one wasn't too fun. All experiences. Now, some of us, we go in the past and we stay there. And I don't think it's consciously, but we do. Maybe it's because it feels more comfortable and familiar than it does in the now. So we end up staying there so long that we bring that past into a future that doesn't exist, because we create the future in the now. So we bring that past into the future, create that future from that past, relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always seem to end up here. Others of us go into the future, but the future's not there. So we wander. We're always asking ourselves, why? When is this going to happen? Why is this happening to me? When am I going to have this? When are things going to change? When am I going to have enough money? When is my health going to be better? How am I going to feel? When am I going to feel this? When am I going to meet this person? And it's just constant. And we visit that a lot. Wondering instead of wandering and dreaming, and putting our imaginations front and center and having the trust in the universe 24/7, that's a different creation. So the now is really, truly our power. It's the power to be in the now and to be into silence and quiet and to open the door to the God within us. And then that's a state of nirvana. And the day is going to come where we will all be there. So whenever you're wandering, focus on your breath, you'll be in the now. If you find yourself doing it 100 times a day, so be it. Now, the body relaxed. There are things that we know in the body, but we're not consciously aware. Like the chakras, the wheels of light. They're all described differently through thousands of years. And some people believe that there's more than 7, less than 7. But we'll go with the 7 in the body. So you're not the body, so you view the body. And you are etheric, spiritual, pure, love, essence, energy. That's what they are. So the God flows through the body. Every square inch, every organ, every tissue, every blood cell, everything, 24/7. Obviously, it makes a lot of sense since the God powers the body 24/7. The only time the God stops powering the body is when the God is forced to leave the body. And because we don't understand that we would never have to leave the body if we were connected with the God that we are. where an energy, it's like a spring, an energy spring, comes up through the tailbone, top of the head, right dead center, and then comes right back down tailbone. That's repetitive. Now, we all know that the soul, the pure consciousness of God, is the heaven that enters these bodies. And the body is the earth. Those of us consciously aware to a certain extent of who and what we are know that every step we take on this planet, we're creating paradise. That's why the new earth is here. Because enough of us have been doing that for quite a long time to form the new earth in higher frequency. And we also are shining our lights 360 degrees outward 24/7, nonstop. And what is the light? It is the God force, love, light, energy within each and every one of us. It bathes this planet, head to toe, inside and out, with pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. So if you were to go into outer space and look at this planet, you would see that it glowed very brightly. And you would see, as a comparison to the rest of the celestial bodies in the solar system, the galaxy and the universe, that nothing comes close to its brilliance. A God planet paradise that glows with over 8 billion gods becoming aware of who and what they are. Now you understand that there's others that want to see this. Now we know that there's parts of us that are awake, and there's parts of us that are asleep. Parts of us that are awake, parts of us that are asleep. But we're all one. The gods within these bodies are all one. So the parts of us are all one. It's just that some are awake, some are asleep. And in these meditations that we do, those who are awake participate. Those who don't stay asleep. So we reach out to all the parts that are consciously aware, to a certain extent, of who and what they are, the God force, love, light, energy within these bodies. And that's all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And that includes all of the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, the ascended masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. All of the off-worlders, celestials, galactics. All of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All of the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. No, light energy beings, with the eyes that we have in these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. So all the shapes, colors, sizes, and forms and configurations of light energy beings on and above and below this planet, we don't see, but they're there. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur. Many, many, many more. Now, the archangels, their civilization vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet with them, we interact with them, lifetime after lifetime. And we don't necessarily identify it in the actual interaction. It's usually afterward. And they all have the same message, they just deliver it in many different ways. And what it really is that, isn't it magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? And that is bliss. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time into tens of thousands. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can hold a large number in a small area. The ascended masters have mastered physical form. They've mastered ascending into physical form and out of physical form. They hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form, are mastering physical form, creating our experiences to perfect our creation. You know, the off-worlders, celestials, galactics, over 1,000 different species, civilizations travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. You know, we're only familiar with a smidgen, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the God force, love, light, energy within each and every single one of us. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1 billion trillion suns to even come close to its brightness. And this brightness is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, the purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And it's flooding this planet. every quark of this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. All of our brothers and sisters, asleep or awake, non-stop. We begin to ascend above the planet. As we do, we come into full contact with a massive ocean of glitter. Trillions and trillions and trillions of reflective lights, all multicolored, all flashing through us, above us, in us, below us. We focus on the reflective points. It's like a big, huge ballroom globe with all the square mirrors on it, flashing light everywhere. But this one is trillions of times more intense. So we see these reflective, perfectly etched microscopic mirrors, and we go into them, and we discover that all of us are learning and teaching. We're learning from each other, ourselves, each other, teaching each other, teaching ourselves and each other. It's constant. All of us gathered, all the parts of the one God, the God source, all of us. No matter who comes into your life, for any length of time, they're either teaching you something, or they're there for you to teach them something. It's absolutely spectacular. We continue to ascend above the planet. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is the column of light we created to remind us all from head to toe, inside and out, we are imbued with a white fire armor way beyond any armor on this planet. 24/7. We are completely protected. No demon possession, no demon attachment, no attachments whatsoever, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Nothing can penetrate it. Nothing can harm it. Nothing can manipulate it, trick it, deceive it. It is forever. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency, whether consciously or unconsciously, through greed, anger, hatred, fear, anxiety, hurry, envy, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Then the possibilities of demon attachment, possession, all sorts of things. Now, we're immediately met with a double column of light. And the first part of this column of light is purple transmuting flame. We created this column of light to remind us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Right behind that is the violet ray. This is a column of light that we created that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray, we can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, and the purest of the purest, purest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that we are the sunlight. We are the sun sets, the sun rises, we are the rain, the rainbows, we are the sky, the clouds, we are the trees, the forests, the soils, we are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We're everything, and everything is us. So the next time that you view a sunset or a sunrise, or a starlit night sky, or a rainbow, or a mountain view, it is you. It is the God within you, the divine perfection, the beauty, the majesty. It is you. It is each and every one of us as the gods in these bodies. Always has been, always will be, ever, beyond, and forever. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form, hover effortlessly above them if we're carrying physical form. The reason we do this is because we can. Right in front of us is this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower, and it is larger than the solar system. In the center of the column is this massive sphere. In the center of the sphere is a golden white bowl of light. It is surrounded by numerous rings of light, all multicolored, and all of them sending wave after wave of this warm, embracing energy. Totally peaceful. And we discover that the golden white ball of light is actually the highest of deepest, purest, eternal love. And then comes the highest of the deepest, purest, eternal gratitude. And then peace, well-being, happiness, bliss, joy, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. And we discover this is like a warm blanket that seeps into us. And we discover that it is actually the reflection of the God within these bodies. At the top of this tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7. And this golden ocean is love. It is pure, deep love. And it is saturating all things on this planet, in it, above it, and below it. It's never ending. The frequencies continue to intensify and continue to ascend. Now, all of us are drops of this golden ocean, and we also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is a drop of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We continue to ascend above the planet. And we come into direct contact with our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 3.5 years ago. It holds almost 1,600 of our meditations in perpetual motion. They don't dissipate. They don't weaken. They are constant, and they continue to intensify, and they continue to expand. hundreds of millions of us on and off world for well over 3.5 years of meditation for the complete liberation of this planet, lifting the vibrational frequencies, expediting massive numbers of awakenings. And that's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify. This is why it continues to expand. All of us are ascending. Some slower, some average, some fast. But the point is that we're all ascending. The frequencies continue to advance. And they continue to expand. And what are the frequencies? The gods that we all are. The recognition and identifying that we are gods and not the body. And becoming consciously aware of this. And embracing it. I'll join in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out the mouth. Move easily and slowly. More and more of us are awakening. It seems, if you're too attached to the external world, that the opposite is happening. That's why going within is the key to your discovery, each of us, of the gods that we are. And to stay in deep gratitude 24/7, and to shine the love that we are everywhere. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We'll return here Sunday, September 19th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.